Hey guys, I'm back from our holiday and it was absolutely amazing. Can't rave on it about it anymore. Although we ended up coming back home a few days earlier, just kind of because we were all holidayed out. But I'm going to make a separate video just about our travels and traveling with a toddler and any tips on traveling with children and things like that. But this video is actually going to be my first pregnancy vlog. Holy moly, totally excited, did not expect it. Yeah, I'm kind of just still amazed by it all and the timing of it all, and it's just been absolutely perfect up until, well, it still is perfect, so fingers crossed that this is going to last. So please give me all your best wishes and baby dust. Well, not baby dust because I've already got the baby dust, but continuous baby dust. Anyway, so I'll start off by saying that I am 5 weeks and 4 days pregnant today, and that is assured through ultrasound. I'll get to that though towards the end of the video, because I'm going to kind of go through everything from when I thought we conceived until implantation and ovulation and all these things. So start off by saying we ended up going on our holiday on the 15th of August, just obviously this past month, and ended up getting AF, my period, a day before. And up until then my periods were really out of whack. I would have 25-day cycles, 20-day cycles, 30-day cycles, 33-day cycles. It was kind of out of whack ever since I had that early miscarriage back, I think it was in April. So I was like, oh, okay, awesome timing, beginning of our holiday, but fine. And if you watched my previous videos, my husband and I had come to the conclusion that we're not going to try and like TTC anymore, just because I wanted to go on my holiday feeling good, looking good, and being able to let loose and have a drink if I wanted to have a drink, and not be sick or anything on my holiday. So that was the reasons why we weren't trying before. So up until our holiday we had my period, and then I didn't take any LH surge kits, like ovulation kits, over with me. I didn't track, I didn't temp, I didn't do anything. I was just letting anything happen. We weren't even trying. I wanted pretty much the first month to be like, yeah, whatever happens. So we ended up BDing, I think, like, it was the first time in Whistler, which was about, we left on the 14th, and I think it was like, I don't know, like 12 days later or something. So looking back at it, I must have, no, because that was my first time. I didn't ovulate then, but then we went to Vancouver a few days later, and then we BD'd a couple times, and funnily enough, Wade came home. He had a bit much to drink, but I really think it must be because he was relaxed or something. So ladies, maybe get your husbands drunk, because no joke, like, I've had so many friends, and you've probably had too, where you hear of those people and you think, damn, those fertile people, they have a one night stand or they're drunk or whatever, and they conceive straight away and they're pregnant. So maybe it's alcohol, I don't know. I'm not saying to go out and drink, but I'm pretty confident that that was the night that we conceived, because we'd done it a couple times, but that night, it was just more relaxed maybe. What I will say is that I wasn't trying to get pregnant. I wasn't looking at my body clock or anything, any other symptoms, and thinking, yep, I'm ovulating now. What I did do is just to ensure that it stayed there, was I did hold my legs up in the air we pretty much did it at night. So I just put a pillow underneath my back and let my legs go up for as long as I can. I did it at least 10 to 20 minutes, because I don't know if it's just me. I know it's not just me, but if I walk up and go to the toilet straight away, it just all comes out, and that's just a waste of it, I say. So I say keep as much of it up in there, ladies, if you can. You might think it looks stupid, but I don't think it is, because I conceived my first son by putting my legs up in the air, so I think that has something to do with it. So I think I ovulated around maybe cycle day 14 or 15, which is strange for me, because I've only really ovulated cycle day 14 and 15 when I conceived my son, and a couple times this year. It's normally cycle day 19 to 22, which I think is a bit late personally. I know some women can conceive a bit later in their cycle when they've ovulated later. But I mean, if it's, you know, if you're due for your period on cycle day 28 and you're ovulating on cycle day 21, 22, that's leaving it really late, I think. So this time around, I'm looking back at when we did it and when I think we might have ovulated, and it looked like cycle day between 14 and 16. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe talk to your doctor about it or read up on it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so then that happened, and I didn't even think anything of it, and then we were in New York, and then I ended up having some spotting, and I first thought, I didn't even think of implantation spotting. I'm like, here we go, I already had my period like, you know, 20 days ago, and now, you know, my AF is coming. It's twice on this holiday, that would be right. And then it kind of got thinking, like a couple of days later, where it was like really, like just either brown or like a little bit of red, but just spotting, actual spotting, not full-blown you wipe and there's like blood there. And I was like, oh, maybe this is implantation. And so then I just let it go. I didn't even think about it afterwards. We just went on our holiday. We were too busy to even think about it. And then it wasn't until maybe a few days before I was due for my period where we were driving to San Diego from Las Vegas, and I was having to pee so badly, and up through the night, in Vegas I was like waking up in the middle of the night, and I never have to pee during the middle of the night or early morning. And I know this is strange because, I mean, it's not like I've got a baby pushing down on my bladder or anything, so why would you have like a full bladder and need to go pee? So, but yeah, that was one of my first symptoms that I was like, okay, this is strange. Next symptom was lightheadedness. We went to the zoo in San Diego, and each time I would go down to either reach for Jackson and pick him up, or I would just reach down or bend down or whatever, and I'd hop back up, I felt like I had to sit down. I was so dizzy. And I said to Wade, I'm like, this is strange. It's like, it's all in your head, you just got a headache, or it's just the hot weather, you need to drink some water or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. And then by the afternoon, I'm like, no, this is strange. So I ended up going to get a pregnancy test, and Wade was in the toilet. And in the past, I know when I've done pregnancy tests, and obviously they were wrong, or when I had my miscarriage last time, it took forever for that line to show. The line did show, but it took forever. And this time around, as the pee went across, a littlest, faintest line popped up, like so faint, you had to really look down to it, and you kind of think, am I seeing something? And I showed Wade, and he was like, nah, it has to be as strong as the control line for it to be pregnant. I'm like, no. When I was pregnant with Jackson, it was like, you know, a lot lighter, but it was there. And he was like, no. And I'm like, Wade, you're thinking of the ovulation test where it has to be darker than the control line. So he didn't get his hopes up, which is kind of like, oh, where's your excitement? But he's kind of just worried, and he still is a bit worried, you know, that maybe things mightn't go right. I don't know, that's not positivity, but he kind of doesn't want to get too excited and then see me let down and him get let down. But there was a line. So the next day I tested, and sure enough, it got a little bit more stronger. And the next symptom was, you know, we went to Olive Garden, and I'd never been to Olive Garden before. There was no Olive Garden in Australia, and I'd actually seen it on Laura and Leighton. They tend to go there sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, I get to go to Olive Garden. But they ended up putting spaghetti in my son's take-home pack, and the smell was just so, like, it just wasn't nice. It wasn't like sickening, but I was so strong coming out of the fridge, and I'm like, or when I'd open the fridge, I'm like, Wade, can you smell that? And he couldn't smell it. So actually that was before I tested. So that was another sign where I was like, alright, heightened smell, what's going on? So got the positive pregnancy test, and then sure enough, it got pregnant along the way. And yeah, so they were my pre-symptoms of kind of before I found out. I'm going to do a separate video now on my symptoms now, and my thoughts on, you know, if I think I'm going to miscarry again, or any other symptoms, and what I'm doing now as in exercise and eating, and because I was on that weight loss challenge before, if I'm going to do anything different now. I've got so much to go through. I'm even contemplating, because funnily enough, I did end up doing vlogs with my son, yeah, when I first found out I was pregnant. So that was like over nearly 2 years ago now, or 2.5 years ago, and yeah, and I did them just as a diary for myself. I had no intention to put them on YouTube, but I was really fascinated with other ladies' YouTube, so I thought, oh, I'll keep a video record for myself. So I may even put like a 5-week video of now to a 5-week video symptoms of back then, just to see something different and see what the symptoms are different, if they are different from last time. So I'll contemplate on that, but I'll make a part 2 now, so keep tuned.